Hi everyone, welcome back to the table. I'm Kim Ganassin, and today I just want to talk to you a little bit about the total solar eclipse that occurred here in the US on August 21st. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we only got 75% eclipse, but it was a most amazing experience, and I just want to share a little bit about what it means to me, the experience that I had in the work that I do and in the consciousness and awareness that I have on a daily basis, living both on the other side and on this side, and being someone whose nervous system is a gateway between the two. I've known for the last few years, since having some meetings on the other side, that my job in this lifetime really is to build a bridge. It's to build a bridge between the other side and this side, and to build it not just for myself but for other people, because the next step in where we're going is to realize that we're all on the same plane, and that the big, grand, glorious beings that we are in our totality on the other side, that really is who we are here as well. So I'd just like to tell you a little bit about my perspective of the eclipse. Okay, so the night before was August the 20th, and I knew that I hadn't gotten it together to get glasses to view this thing, and you know, I was a little sad that I hadn't been able to do it, but we're only going to get 75% eclipse here anyway, and it was going to be cloudy. And so I said to myself, that's all right. Tomorrow when the eclipse happens, I'm just going to open up my nervous system and I'm going to feel what I can't see. And that will be a completely different experience. So the night before, I told myself, I'm going to gather my friends together on the fabric. I'm going to go to the fabric and I'm going to call out to some very special people of mine, people that I call brothers. And these people, my special brothers, my Burning Man brothers, I know them on the other side and in their bodies here at the same time. Now, they don't know themselves on the other side, but we're in a group together on the other side, and we do specific things. I'm not the leader of the group, I'm just the interpreter. So in any case, the day before the eclipse, I knew that some of them were going to travel hundreds of miles to go and see it. I knew that we had all been talking about it. And so the night before the eclipse, I dropped myself onto the fabric and I sent a message out to them. And I said, meet me on the other side tonight so that we can get together and just kind of hold hands and make a loving circle of ourselves the night before the eclipse. Because on the other side, a lot of people are watching this eclipse very closely. It's very, very important times right now, and there's a lot of awareness on the other side of what's going on here and what the eclipse means. Okay, so the night before, I dropped onto the fabric. I sent my message out to my brothers. Okay, well, it just so happened that as I'm on the fabric sending this energy out, the universe sends me a bunch of people that need to be healed in the way that I know the fabric heals people. This is part of the work that I do. I call it vibrational therapy, and what it means is helping people achieve oneness with the fabric, where everything becomes neutral and you have a chance to hit the reset button in how you're vibrating and oftentimes how you're feeling. So here I am on the fabric calling to my brothers, and the universe sends me a woman who I've never met before, but I know on Facebook. She was apparently in a tremendous crisis, and as I'm sitting on the fabric, here she comes. She comes over to me and she throws herself limp in my arms and said, I can't do this. She could barely breathe and she needed some healing. And So she came to me, and I did what I do, which is to vibrationally entrain her with the neutral vibration of the fabric. So there was my Facebook friend, okay? And then another friend actually called me and said, some crazy drama has gone on in my life, and I need to talk about it, and I need to be with you. Tomorrow's the eclipse, and I just need to connect with you. And I said, yes, of course, fine. And I knew what she needed. And I, knowing myself, this is what I do when somebody needs some healing. I go onto the fabric and I bring them with me onto the fabric, and I hold them on the fabric. So I did that with my friend too. So I had my Facebook friend, my friend, and then a family member called. She was in a terrible crisis, crying. She's the caregiver for her father who is dying. And she said her father was doing terrible and she was doing terrible. So, hey, I'm already on the fabric, taking care of two other friends. I brought them on the fabric. And I could really physically feel my connection to these four people who were needing for me to connect them with the neutrality of the fabric so that they could heal. And at the same time, I'm reaching one hand out, calling to my brothers, saying, brothers, come to me on the fabric. Let's be together. It was a special moment. So many of us were on the fabric, and I got to be connected with all of them. It was beautiful. And so I went to bed. After my work was done on the fabric, after my connecting and all the love had happened there, went to bed. Next day, next morning, 10:15-ish, I'm outside. There's the clouds. I'm not looking at anything. I'm being good about that. And I just sat down outside. The sun was above me. And I just was sitting down, and I just put my head down and said, I have no eyes for this experience, but I have a nervous system. And I have a heart for this experience. I'm going to open everything up so that I can feel it as intensely as possible in my major sensory organ, which is my nervous system. So I opened up, and I realized that for me, the solar eclipse was not about the sun. It was about the moon. And I could feel the moon's energy so intensely. It seemed like the tremendous energy of the sun behind the moon was actually amplifying the moon energy. And so as I was sitting there like this with no eyes and only nervous system, I literally felt like I could reach back and touch the surface of the moon. It was as if the moon was right there, and I could feel the stone, scratchy surface of it, and I could feel this enormous, cool stone energy, which I'm so fond of, next to me, and the beautiful, beautiful signature vibration of what the moon is in its totality moved through me, and it was a great, great gift. I was thrilled and moved, and I hope that the feeling, the vibration that the moon gave me continues to move through me. Well, one more thing also occurred. I found myself, as I was on the fabric mostly on the fabric, just a little piece of me in the body. And I could see my people on the other side, and I could feel the moon, and I could see sort of the earth. I could feel the earth below as I was hovering above. And I felt this bubble form around me that was filled with saline water, as if amniotic fluid. And my body was floating in it effortlessly, and my body felt completely pure and renewed, all the way down to the flexibility of the bones and the ease in the joints. Everything in my body, as well as in my mind, felt completely pure and innocent, like there was nothing that could break my connection and my relationship to everything. I felt completely brand new, in bliss, and full of trust. I could feel the fabric extend from the other side, the moon, the sun, the earth's atmosphere, the earth itself, my body sitting on the earth, the air that I was breathing, the air that I was exhaling, the coolness of the clouds above me. It felt like everything was just painted onto one gigantic canvas, which was the vibrational fabric. And as I sat in this bubble, I felt my body extend through my right foot effortlessly, as if reaching towards the earth. And that innocent intention of mine of moving down to the earth started in action. The bubble dropped, and I felt my totally relaxed body reach with my right foot as if I'm going to drop right down into the earth and touch the earth with my right toe and land the softest landing that anyone has ever had, the gentlest, sweetest landing that I can just imagine. You know what I mean? Coming from the other side and dropping down in a new body and touching the earth in a beautiful, sacred, secure, pure little bubble and pure body hitting the earth yet again. It felt like a rebirth. It really did felt like a rebirth. And I feel like that is the entire theme of the eclipse. You have the sun. The sun goes away in the oddest, strangest, rarest way. And then all of a sudden, when it's pure darkness, here comes the sun out again as if being reborn. And that feeling of rebirth has stayed with me. And I would like to just share that with you. If you feel any kind of intuition that a rebirth is needed or is coming in your life, roll with it. Trust it. Trust that the universe has you in this beautiful, pure little bubble, and that you are pure, and that you are dropping down into your journey on the earth and not being in conflict with it, and not being in conflict with yourself. What a blessing it was. I hope it was a blessing for you. Take with you from this the feeling that one person you know, me, believes with all of her soul that the fabric is continuous from heaven to earth, and that you're a part of it. See you next time.